beautiful morning to you, my dear listener. This morning, today is Tuesday, the fifth day in the month of May 2025, and this is Carnival Radio Breakfast Show, the newspaper review segment, and I am Elizabeth Tessie Okemukoko. So, on the newspaper stories that we have for you this morning, we have from the Punch newspaper, one with the heading Ibadan Indigents warns politicians against disrespecting Olubadan. That is from the Punch newspaper. And from the Vanguard, on xenophobia, federal government demands probe into killing of Nigerians in South Africa. And from the Nation newspaper, press freedom must empower citizens to act, says media chief. And another one from the Daily Post newspaper, Obi Kwankwaso left ADC over judicial trap, alleged gifts to judges. Yarrow. Now we'll go into the news stories in details. The Central Council of Ibadan Indigents on Monday read a riot act to the politicians in Oyo State, especially in the ancient city, over disrespecting the sacred stool of Olubadan of Ibadan land, warning that any attempt to degenerate or the reverend stool will be met with severe consequences. The CCII President General Adeniyi Ajewole gave this warning in a statement released by the Council's Publicity Secretary, Kola Olomide, in Ibadan, the state capital, amid the growing concerns over rising reckless utterances and conduct in the state by some power-seeking politicians. He said recent action by some political actors had crossed acceptable boundaries and posed the risks to the dignity of traditional institutions in Ibadan land. Ajewole stressed that the council would not tolerate any form of disrespect directed at the Olubadan stool, warning further that the CCII would not sit idly by and watch the Olubadan throne desecrated for political gains. This news was sourced from the Punch newspaper. Olubadan Indigents warns politicians against disrespecting Olubadan. And still on the political sphere, the Abuja coordinator of the Obi Kwankwaso movement, Malam Jabir Ibrahim Yaro, has given detailed reasons behind the exit of Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso from the African Democratic Congress (ADC), pointing to internal party crisis, alleged external interference, and strategic political considerations. While speaking in an interview with newsmen, Yaro argued that Nigeria's opposition parties are currently facing deep challenges. He went further to suggest that power forces are behind the instability, as he also links Obi's decision to recent legal development, particularly a Supreme Court ruling which he described as risky. He expressed distrust in the lower court system, making a strong allegation that who is in charge of the High Court has the happening in the judiciary in this country. Answering the question on who he believes control the lower court, he says that the minister allegedly says that a minister is controlling the High Court. Yaro cited alleged benefits given to judges as part of his claim. According to him, internal issues within ADC also played a major role, but he however claimed that the promises were not kept. This news was sourced from the Daily Post newspaper. Obi Kwankwaso left ADC over judicial trap, alleged gifts to judges. Yaro. In the meantime, in the word of the media practitioners, press freedom must go beyond the newsroom to empower citizens to demand accountability and influence government, some media chiefs have said yesterday. Among them was the executive director of the Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism, Moturayo Alaka. She spoke at the commemoration of this year's World Press Freedom Day organized by the Nation Journalism Foundation, where media leaders, academics, and security officials examined the role of journalism in advancing human rights, development, and national security. Alaka stated that true measures of press freedom lies in the impact on society. The executive director also warned that attacks on journalists, shrinking civic space, and economic pressure on media organizations were weakening the watchdog role of the press at the critical time for Nigerians' democracy. The Lagos State government, in an address delivered on behalf of the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Omotosho, by the ministry's Director of Strategic Center, Mr. Kayode Oyekami, reaffirmed his commitment to transparency and engagement with the media. This news was sourced from the Nation newspaper. Press freedom must empower citizens to act, says media chiefs. Another story here from the Vanguard newspaper. The federal government has demanded a thorough and impartial investigations into the death of two Nigerians in South Africa as it moved to fast-track the implementation of a bilateral early warning mechanism to address rising xenophobia tensions and threats against foreign nationals. Spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Kemiembi Imotibi, disclosed this in Abuja yesterday while briefing journalists after a closed-door meeting between Nigerian and South African diplomat representatives. The meeting was held between the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Dumono Umar Ahmed, and the South African Acting High Commissioner to Nigeria, Lusoli Macheli, among other diplomats, following engagement directed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odumegu Ujoku. The government said it was worried about ongoing protests in parts of South Africa, where groups were calling for foreigners, especially black Africans, to leave the country, noting that the situation had heightened fear among Nigerians. This news was sourced from the Vanguard newspaper. Xenophobia, federal government demands probe into killing of two of Nigerians in South Africa. And this is all we'll take this morning on the newspaper review segment of the Carnival Breakfast Show. Thank you very much for tuning in and for staying tuned. But do not forget that you can always check out our app on Google Play Store and the iOS Play Store, and also at our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng for timely updates. Once again, I am Elizabeth Tessie Okemikoko. Do enjoy the rest of your day.